It is a beautiful afternoon in Islamabad. It's been raining all morning and अचानक से थोड़ा सा आसमान जो है वो खुला and the sun kind of popped out and said, okay, now let me do my thing. So the weather's good and we decided to come right now to the F9 park because the greenery, everything around me has just come to life somehow. The colors are vibrant. Islamabad is at its best today with thunder, lightning, rain happening in parts, sun coming out in parts, and nature doing its thing. So we came to this park because I'm meeting a friend over here. He has recently won a BAFTA award for the work that he's been doing, some remarkable work when it comes to photographing, documentary filmmaking, nature, wildlife. और अब वो अपने काम को expand भी कर रहे हैं. वो अब पाकिस्तान में हैं. And he's here with me right now at this very park. So without any further ado, Nyal!
Hi.
How are you?
Hi, Anoushey. Nice to see you.
Good to see you. How are you doing?
Good.
What's happening?
Not much. Just here in Islamabad and
Yeah, we
settling
never know
back
whether
in.
you're here or not.
Yeah.
Settling back in, huh?
Yeah.
You were abroad for a while.
Just got back from the US. Yeah,
Yeah.
we took our most recent film When the Floods Come to the student BAFTAs and
That's
won Best
amazing.
Documentary. So yeah.
You said it was a little unexpected initially, or what?
Well, there were incredible films that were that we were up against, but I think the kind of topic matter, we were talking about the floods of 2022 and they were very intimate stories of
Right.
people on the ground and what they've gone through and talking about their lives, and I think that had a strong impact on people who didn't really know what was happening in Pakistan and who Pakistanis are and how kind of beautiful and resilient these people are. So I think it was their stories that probably
Their
made the
stories
film
and
shine through.
And of course, the way you must have told it as well. And the stories that need to be heard. Again,
Yeah.
like you said, the ones that resonate with people. But again, such a proud moment for all of us. What
Yeah,
was your
thank you.
reaction when they called out your name and said, "This is the film"?
I couldn't believe it, but it was amazing, and it was in the speech I kind of got the opportunity to also talk about. We interviewed 45 people coming down the Indus River, so it was really from
Wow.
the north of the country, from the glaciers where the Indus River begins, all the way
Right.
down to Sindh, and so we talked to a huge number of people about their connection to the Indus River and
Right.
to the environment they live in and how climate change is kind of changing this country. So
Of course it is, and the world.
it was an opportunity to kind of also talk about them to
Yeah.
the people that gave us the award.
You've worked a lot with that as well, the dolphins. You got the lynx on camera in
Yeah.
Pakistan. Some remarkable story perhaps, You've been on so many adventures and you've seen so many places in this country that regular people don't have access to.
Yeah.
But because of your work, it's taken you to the highest of mountains, the deepest of seas.
Yeah. So I remember one of the first projects that I worked on for WWF was to go and try to film the grey wolf in Skardu, which has never really been filmed properly in Pakistan. And I
Yes.
remember spending a month. It was one of my first assignments and I really didn't know how to go about it. So I remember I spent a month in Shigar Valley, like up in the mountains in the pastures, trying to find it
Things
and
you must have seen.
following, paw
Yeah.
tracks around and then going and camping in the.
Kuch mila. And they know
On
it.
the last day, one of my camera traps, which I had set up, had this fleeting wolf run past it, and it was like,
That's amazing.
it was like a
though.
perfect little gift, but also it was like, what do we do with
what
this?
you are doing in your career requires the most amount of patience.
Yeah. And so I got a message from a BBC producer
Yeah.
who said, would it be possible to develop some more research
Yeah.
to do a segment for Planet Earth 3,
Right.
which was like the final Planet Earth.
That is, oh my goodness.
Yeah. I worked on that for like a year and a half, and then finally the BBC actually came and we shot a segment that made it into, it's the last segment in the river episode and narrated by Attenborough, and
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. You know what? This is insane stuff.
yeah.
That is mad. So Nyal here sitting with me is quite modest, but now I know that he's been doing big things with BBC and like BAFTA. He's also gotten the lynx on camera.
That was
There's a rare
yeah.
cat. It's rarer than the snow leopard actually, because up to snow leopard ki sightings थोड़ी बहुत हो रही हैं, which gives indications to the fact that their population might be doing better. I'm not going to say well, but better. Tell us that story. How did you get that footage? How many days did it take?
That was a miracle. That was a miracle trip because I spotted the lynx on my first day in the field. If you can imagine, it was a miracle.
Luck.
Yeah.
Luck.
I was doing a story about the Markhor in Chitral, and I was there and just rainy morning filming kind of these Markhor coming down off of the cliffs into down by the river, and then I was using this really long telephoto lens, 800 millimeters, and following this this Markhor coming down off the mountain, and in the LCD of my screen, I see in the corner, sitting behind a little rock right next to the Markhor, these two little white ears. And it was just like, oh my God, is that what I think it is? Because we had just been talking about the lynx and how it had never been filmed before and almost ever. And so not only did we then spot it, but then the Markhor came down to the river, and then I kept the camera on it and followed it, and it puts its shoulders back like this and comes down this slopes
does
like
the whole
this.
walk. Yeah.
And so it was the first time a lynx had been filmed, but it was also the first hunt that had been filmed of a Himalayan lynx.
Look at you.
And it actually kind of captured a Markhor, and after that it was quite gruesome, but it was
what an amazing experience for you to witness.
Yeah. It was one of the first real wildlife moments that I captured in Pakistan or saw.